Well, welcome back. Welcome back to Dr. Mehler's show, More Bad News. This is part two of the introduction. As you know, if you have a show, you've got to have a sponsor, and our sponsor is Camel Cigarettes. And it comes up backwards here. Uh, Camel Cigarettes, that's our sponsor. Let me run the ad. Where are we here? Oh, wait a minute. I got to share my screen. Share screen. Yes, share my screen. Then go over here and let's see the commercial from our sponsor. Here we go.
So, if you were to follow a busy doctor as he makes his daily round of calls, you'd find yourself having a mighty busy time keeping up with him. Time out for many men of medicine usually means just long enough to enjoy a cigarette. And because they know what a pleasure it is to smoke a mild, good-tasting cigarette, they're particular about the brand they choose. In a repeated national survey, doctors in all branches of medicine, doctors in all parts of the country were asked, "What cigarette do you smoke, doctor?" Once again, the brand named most was Camel. Yes, according to this repeated nationwide survey, more doctors smoke Camels than any other cigarette. Why not change to Camels for the next 30 days and see what a difference it makes in your smoking enjoyment? See how Camels agree with your throat. See how mild and good tasting a cigarette can be.
So there you have it. I am going to be 75 years old in March, and when I was a kid, all right, that didn't turn off the YouTube and it went on to some music. Never mind. We're not going to do too many second takes here. As you get it rough, if things are rough. They're rough all over, as I said in part of the introduction there. So yeah, when I was a kid, more doctors smoked Camels, but more lawyers smoked Camels. Everybody smoked Camels. It was America's favorite cigarette, so it was easy to say that more doctors smoked Camels than any other cigarette, unfiltered, by the way. But more than that, everyone knew that smoking was good for you. That's why more doctors smoked Camels. But all the athletes, the football players, baseball players, Olympic swimmers. I mean, they all smoked too, and they all advertised their cigarettes, and and said that this is wonderful. It's smooth on the throat, and in fact, the St. Louis Cardinals, I think it was, in the 1940s or 50s, won the World Series, and they took out a big ad saying that 23 to 24 players on the team all smoke Camels, and of course that's why they won the World Series, because when you smoke, it helps to focus your mind, and it helps to invigorate your body. Smoking is good for you. Journalists smoked, all the late night talk shows, they smoked. When you watched shows for children, like the Lone Ranger, when they broke for commercial, it turns out that the Lone Ranger smoked. I mean, they all smoked. The Marlboro Cowboy was everywhere, and so everyone knew. This is the point. Everyone knew that smoking was good for you. Now, everyone knows that smoking is bad for you. Back then, smoking tobacco was good for you. Smoking marijuana was terrible. Now, smoking tobacco is terrible, and smoking marijuana it's a medicine. It's a medicine. Here's the point. Everything you ever thought you knew for sure. Let me put it this way. Everything we ever thought we knew for sure has turned out to be 100% completely wrong. Let me give you an example of this. We thought that the Earth was the center of the universe, And the sun went around the earth. Well, look, it was obvious. What are you doing? You get up in the morning, look to the east, you'll see the sun come up, look to the west in the evening, you'll see the sun go down. Every day it goes around and around and around, just like that. Turns out completely wrong. Turns out we go around the sun doesn't go around us. We thought that the earth was the center of the universe. It was a natural thing to think. But consider that everything that we thought for sure, we knew for sure, has just turned out to be completely wrong. Things that seem like just as obvious as the earth is the center of the universe, the sun goes around the earth. Time passes the same for all observers. That's why you and I can synchronize our watches and meet in class at a particular time, because the minutes and hours pass exactly the same for you as they do for me. But it turns out that isn't true at all. That's completely wrong. Time passes differently for every observer, depending on how fast you're moving and the gravitational field that you are in. A really accurate atomic clock put on my tabletop and another one synchronized completely put on the floor will, in a very short amount of time, be reading different amounts of time, because the one up higher the time is passing faster. Your head is older than your feet, because time passes differently for all observers, but we never notice that. So a lot of things that we don't notice. And in this course, we're going to be asking ourselves the fundamental question: how do we know what we think we know? Well, maybe just I'll leave it there, actually. That'll be the intro. Oh, wait a minute. No, I did want to share my screen. I tell you what, that'll be part 3. I will come back and show you a little bit about the web pages.